Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Montoya, and on this channel we bridge spirituality with practicality and we get real deep while keeping it real. So in this video I'm going to share with you 3 really simple things in order to keep your vibration high during a crisis. And this can be whether you're going through something that's really traumatic in your life, a really big life change, experiencing a lot of pain, or something as simple as just having a bad day and feeling kind of off and not really being sure why. These are 3 key things that will really keep your vibration up and help you to feel good even as you're experiencing a whole range of emotions. The first thing might seem counterintuitive at first, so just stick with me here, but this is to allow yourself to feel, and I mean to really feel your emotions. So many of us, especially within the spiritual community, we feel like we have to be positive 100% of the time, and we just always have to have this positive mindset and outlook and keep our energy up 24/7. And the fact of the matter is this is unrealistic. We are all human beings. Having bad days, feeling off, getting pissed off, feeling frustrated, feeling sad, feeling pain, this is all part of the human experience. We are meant to experience every emotion, and there's so much beauty in that. And when we deny ourselves of that and bypass those negative emotions, we end up actually feeling worse because all of that is being suppressed and pushed down and we're not looking at it. So eventually it's all going to bubble up and come to the surface and it's going to just explode. Whereas if we can really feel the emotions as they come, that's what this experience is all about. So remember, it's okay to make space to feel negative emotions that feel uncomfortable within our body. And this is crucial, especially during a time of stress or uncertainty. So if you're going through something, I want you to make the space and the time to really go into your emotions and sit with them. Don't try to change them, just be there with them. By sitting with these emotions and consciously choosing to allow yourself to feel them, this actually allows the emotion to pass that much more quickly. And once it passes, you then make room for new, better emotions that feel more comfortable in your body. It's when we suppress things that we start to feel stuck, we feel heavy, and we sort of get into this depressed, numbed out state that can last for days, weeks, even months at a time. And that's what we want to avoid. Remember that emotions, it's literally just energy in motion. It's energy in your body that needs to be expressed and released. So the key here is to not get stuck in your emotions. You don't want to get stuck in that pain or sadness or anger, but you also don't want to suppress it. So it's like, okay, how do we find the happy medium here and find that balance? And this all comes down to setting aside time when you're feeling sad, pissed off, whatever the emotion may be. When you're feeling that way, set aside 30 minutes, maybe all you need is 5 minutes, but just set aside time to really sit with that emotion and go deep into it. So if you need to cry, if you need to scream into your pillow, if you need to punch your pillow, really embody what that emotion is feeling like within you and go to that deep, dark place that most of us don't allow ourselves to go into. And then once your time is up, I recommend around 30 minutes. I wouldn't go over an hour because that's when it starts to get a little bit dragged out, and that's where we want to avoid getting stuck. So I would say 30 minutes is a great happy medium. Set a timer, really feel it for those 30 minutes. Maybe you'll end up needing a shorter amount of time. And then once that timer is up, that is when you're going to pull yourself out of it and move on to the next step. I also just want to remind you guys that there is no such thing as a negative or positive emotion. We as human beings like to create stories around the different emotions that we feel. So pain feels uncomfortable in our body and therefore we deem it as negative, but emotions just are. They're neutral. There is no positive or negative, good or bad. So try to remember this perspective when you're observing your emotions, and this will allow you to detach from them a little bit and see them for what they really are, which is just energy that needs to be released from your body. So the second part for step number 1 that I shared with you guys is after you really embody your emotions and allow yourself to feel it, you want to do some type of movement to fully release the rest of that emotion from your body. So to get out any of that old energy, that stagnant energy that was brought up through crying or screaming into a pillow or just feeling crappy for a while. Whatever gets brought up, you want to make sure you're fully releasing it from your body, and we can do this through movement, and it can actually be fun. This could look like any form of exercise that you enjoy. It could look like dancing, doing yoga, even going for a long walk in nature. You could literally just like shake things out. Whatever feels good, just make sure you're moving, make sure you're getting it all out and you're loosening up and breathing as you do this. And this is really going to change your state, and you're going to feel so much better after this process. Okay, so the next thing is I want you to create 2 different checklists that you can reference anytime you need them. The first one is called a sacred check-in. I will leave the one that I use down in the description below so you can have access to that one as well. But this is a checklist that you can pull out whenever you're feeling down, whenever you're feeling low, and you need a structure to sort of help you evaluate where you're at. So on this checklist, I like to start with my root chakra needs. So these are my most basic needs that are really rooted in, security, feeling safe, having all of my basic needs met. So this is everything from just checking in and being like, did I get enough sleep last night? Did I drink enough water today? What have I been eating today? It gives you a second to really check in with yourself and say, am I taking care of myself? Do I have all of my needs met? Do I feel safe in this current situation? The next part of this checklist is clarity. So this is going to help you really analyze why you're feeling the way you're feeling, if it's coming from an external place, if it's happening internally within you. And it also helps you to get clear on what you're feeling in the moment, because sometimes we can't even describe how we're feeling because we haven't really thought about it. So this creates the space to really go into that and to then choose how you want to be feeling and what's going to help you get there. The next part is self-reflection. So this is where we get into if we're falling into a victim mindset, if we're blaming other people or other external things for how we're currently feeling. And it also gives us a chance to ask, what is this trying to teach me? What is this emotion showing me within myself that I haven't been looking at? And the last step on this checklist is to move everything through action. So like I talked about in the first step, movement and taking action is so important, and it can really change your state and change how you feel. So if you're feeling stuck or blocked, this is a great thing to do. Is just ask yourself, what is the one next step that I can take? What is the one next thing that I can do? A lot of times when we're going through a difficult situation, we feel very unmotivated, and it can be really hard to just keep moving forward with our goals and the things that we care about. So this is a great practice to implement, is to stop thinking 10 steps ahead and just ask yourself, what is the one thing I can do in this moment to move things forward? And then after you do that thing, you get to reward yourself with a self-care activity, which brings me to the second list that I want you to make. The second list is, you can call it something like self-care or self-love activities, and I want you to list every activity you can think of that makes you feel good. So I will put mine down below as well, just as a reference, as an example, and maybe you can take some ideas from it, but really make this customized to you. What makes you feel good? What makes your vibration high? So like on mine, I have meditation, breath work, dancing, calling a friend, journaling, being out in nature, sitting in the sun. I mean, any number of things. It could be as simple as making a cup of tea or reading a page out of your favorite book. But I want you to make both of these lists and keep them somewhere where you'll have them whenever you need them. So mine are in my phone on my notes, because most of us have our phones with us all the time. So that's a great place to keep it. And then whenever you need to reference those, you can just whip out your phone and go through the checklists, starting with the sacred check-in and then moving to your self-care activities. And I promise you, after going through these 3 steps within the process, you are going to feel like a different person. So remember, let yourself feel, really go there, and then use these checklists and this process to then take yourself out of it and shift your state of being. I hope this was helpful for you guys. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more content. Comment down below, what is your favorite self-care activity, your favorite way to keep your vibration high? I would love to know. Stay tuned, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Mwah. Bye.